Today we will have a speaker, Ayana, and she will be sharing her story today. She goes to school in Providence, she goes to classical high school, and she resides here, and she is going to tell her story. All right. Can you all give it up for her?
Yeah, be better. Hello, my name is Ayana Rowe. I was born and raised here in Providence and just started my senior year at classical high school. I have no doubt that this school year is going to be stressful for me and many other seniors across the country with the whole college process. We're all making sure we stay on top of our grades so that we can get to the best schools, so that we can get the best jobs, so that we can have the best possible life. But in the midst of the chaos that is senior year, I can't help but wonder what it's all for. From the beginning of our educational career, we've been told that in order to have a future worth living, you go to school and study hard. But why are we studying for a future we don't have? For my whole life, I never saw any part of my history being taught unless it had to do with slavery or segregation. It deeply bothered me, but I sat around thinking things would never really change and that there wasn't really much I could do or that could be done. During my freshman year, I heard talk of upperclassmen at my school working to get an ethnic studies course, a part of our general curriculum. They were fighting for an education that reflected themselves, and I resonated with that. While I thought what they were doing was amazing, I couldn't help but doubt their efforts because, one, classical had never seen a class of the sort, and two, who was going to listen to a bunch of kids anyway? But they won that fight, and fast forward to my senior year, I find myself sitting in that same ethnic studies class that my peers, not too much older than me, have fought so hard for. I got to benefit from their efforts, and the feeling of immense gratitude comes over me as I sit at my desk hearing my teacher teach me about my own history. Likewise, I know there are people that know of our fight against climate change but doubt our movement. People might agree with our efforts but don't know if we could go very far. They may be plagued with the same doubt that I was, saying to themselves, Rhode Island could never get a Green New Deal. Who's going to listen to a bunch of kids anyway? But just like I was able to live out the dreams of my older classmates, I hope that the children of our future are able to do the same when they are able to live in a world that is safe, knowing that we did everything we could to save their planet. The first time I heard about the Sunrise Movement, I experienced that same doubt again. But this time I decided to push that aside. This time I decided to use what little time I have left that mattered and put my faith in a movement that I knew was aligned with the mission of saving our planet. In my 17 years of life, the looming threat of climate change has always been a part of my reality, and that threat becomes more real every day. Empty promises of transitioning to renewable energy and pollution catchers continue on while money-hungry fossil fuel CEOs continue to drill holes in our earth and pollute our air. For my whole life, I put my trust and faith in my leaders to do something about this crisis, but nothing has been done. When I hear that this past July was the hottest July on record, and the year before that the second hottest July, and the year before that the third hottest July, and when Hurricane Dorian marks the first time in human history that a Category 5 hurricane has hit the Atlantic 4 years in a row, I know that little to nothing has been done to prevent the doom that is upon us. Scientists say we have until 2030 to stop our use of fossil fuels altogether to avoid catastrophic changes to our Earth. In 2030, I will be 28 years old. 28 is a pretty young age to realize that the rest of your future is at stake. For me and many other people in my generation, our future is being put at risk by people who seek short-term profit rather than a livable future for the generations to come. It's a crime against humanity to sit around and not take action, not only for us, but for my children and my children's children. For many, climate change is a problem that's not close enough to worry about, but it's here, and we are already feeling the effects. The time to act is now. There is no more time for small efforts like recycling bins and metal straws. The problem lies within large fossil fuel companies that are responsible for 70% of the greenhouse gas emissions emitted in this country. As the country that is responsible for about 1/5 of the pollution in the world, the United States not only has the duty but the obligation to ourselves and the rest of humanity to be at the forefront of this issue. I live right here in the heart of Rhode Island, and I fear that all the people and places I love, whether it be going down to Newport for a day, taking the ferry to Block Island, or just walking downtown will no longer be possible due to the streets being filled by water. Thinking of our name, I can't help but I can't help but think of the huge irony that our state, the ocean state, may very well live up to its name. The reason I'm here today is because we have 11 years. 11 years is all we have to heal our planet before it's too late, and even less time for frontline communities. We can't delay anymore. The time is now.